for joining. I really appreciate it. You have got an amazing background working with Michael Page in the senior finance industry. You've worked with Nestle. You are now helping job seekers. I mean, so I would love your insights. Perhaps we could come to, I guess, the different market dynamics, but specifically if we could come back to maybe the financial world, what type of skill sets is required if someone was perhaps transitioning from someone that, you know, they weren't originally in finance and now they would love the industry because there's a lot of fintech happening. There's a lot of, you know, sort of new blockchain away from your traditional finance, but they're wanting to get into that world. What would you recommend someone do to be able to be successful?
SQL, Power BI, and Tableau. And I would say that it was honestly a benefit for her because she came from a non-finance background, because she could talk finance to non-finance people. Because at the end of the day, why do finance people do things, right? And I would say that it's also quite helpful to get a certification just to make yourself a more credible person within finance.
So from a candidate experience, what can one do? So I know that, you know, for example, the CV, yes, it's a great document, but you need to think beyond the resume now. So
at this point, you definitely need to think beyond the resume. I would say that also being really active on LinkedIn and having a brand is so important. So when I worked at Nestle, there was one guy, he was actually in Saudi, and he used to post so many things about trade marketing, you know, just the work that he was doing, about like the activations that he was having. And I always had his profile in mind. And I was like, whenever I have a trade marketing manager role, he's going to be the first guy that I go to. Obviously going to like a lot of industry forums, etc. That's so important. And beyond that, yeah, just networking. You know, I'm not going to say that like your resume is not important, because it is, because once you make that connection on LinkedIn, you start talking with them, you comment on people's posts, they comment on yours, and you say, hey, I'm interested in working for your company. The first thing they're going to say is, great, send over your resume and I'll send it to the recruiter.